Hello guys and welcome to episode 27 of my Ymir multiplayer series. Can you believe it? It's episode 27. So it's for you guys who've been watching it one by one. Or maybe you're one of the originals and you're watching it every 3 or 4 days an episode comes out and you're still here at episode 27. So thanks a lot, but yeah, just saying episode 27. My goodness, the series almost as long as the first series, and I don't even think we're close to the end. If you just check, we can see here, remember, score works. It used to work by if you just had a certain amount of score, bosh, you won. That was obviously very exploitable because you could just, near the end of the game, let's say the threshold to win was you needed 500,000 score, or 100,000 score, or something like that. Then you got two neighbours, 50,000 score each. Oh, mate, we're close to winning. Should we just end the game now and merge? Yep, let's do it. Bosh, merge, they've just won. And then they split the win between them. Now, that's not how score works. You can get this this bonus here by having 75% of the world's score, and you get 100 plus 100 score, but you've had to, throughout the whole game, be building up these progress points by having the most score, or the second most score, or whatever, which I think is a much, much better way. It doesn't mean you can't just be suddenly surprised by a win. It has to be known to give you time to invade people if you want to try and halve their score, or take them out, whatever. Speaking of invading, now a little bit of news on these chronicles. Nif, chieftain all the way up in the north, has actually declared war on Russia. There's loads of war on this server. I can't lie. I'm used to nice, peaceful Ymir servers, or at least servers where if there's a war, it's usually a big war. This server, there's been loads and loads of war. We see this war down here. There was war to annex this guy all the way up here. There's been loads of wars up in the north, which we can't see. There was a war at the very start where some guy, like even in the primitive age before markets, he attacked Wallachia and some other traders up here. God, the server's been filled with war, and thankfully I've been on the peaceful side over here, but again, that is why you can never have enough men, and even this isn't particularly enough. It's better than nothing. I did actually have some more men over here, which now are almost a full. Brilliant. So I had 15 shielded snouts, which I sent out to actually just explore the world. I have sort of reached this edge here, and then these guys I didn't have a rites of passage with, so I haven't been able to, explore any further. And because now I've gone below 10, I've lost 7 of them. They have a little bit of inventory, but obviously in this late in the game, this inventory is just useless. If we were at the very start though, 15 letters would be brilliant, because that might be enough that we could get some more fields up. But yeah, at this point in the game, that is just absolutely useless. But I don't want to actually lose the whole formation, so I'm going to just walk them back. And in fact, I don't particularly care too much, so I'm just going to walk them like this, because I'm not going to move them anyway afterwards, so I can just get that whole. I don't have to plan the movement to get the most AP, I can just move them in one big go. So, got that done. And look it up here, we've got another civ point, brilliant. We've got 2 new ideas, and rules for everyone. Oh, adopt piglets. Let's do that, because we actually are still growing, so there's no point declining that. Movement was cancelled, so there is some barbarians in the way. Okay, yeah, these little adopted piglets, can we get them back in one? See here, look at his armies. I can't see them anymore. Well, actually, we're going to move it here. This is not an example. This isn't one of the strongest players or anything, but he's got 20 men there, 20 men there, 10 men there, 20 men there, another 30 men there. And that's his, they're not militia, they are armies. So, and he's only got 3,720 score. So you can see something's bubbling, guys. Look at Helmgard over here. This isn't even his capital. He's got, okay, these militia. They're settlers. He's got 20 men. That's not even his capital. So you can see we have been quite lenient on the amount of troops we've got. A lot of these other guys, and I don't blame them, because this is a hot zone. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys invade him, or trying to subjugate them. But they are ahead on score, the Carios currently, and they did get Wallachia here, so they are ahead on score by quite a lot. You see 200 score, and they're getting plus 10 every turn. Enough about that. Let's look at some of the stuff we've got. So we have got kilns. Oh, brilliant, guys. This is brilliant. Kilns is what's holding me back currently, because kilns are basically an upgraded charcoal maker, as far as I'm aware. Or am I thinking of something else? The kiln, I know it makes bricks, but I can't remember if it also makes charcoal for you. I'm pretty sure I remember it making charcoal for you back like 2 years ago when I played before. Either way, we need bricks. Maybe I'm getting confused. Maybe the kiln makes loads and loads of charcoal, and then you get a brick building. I can't actually remember. But anyway, the kiln's really, really useful, because I know it does make charcoal. I know it does make charcoal, and it doubles the amount of charcoal you make. So that is a really, really good building. Even if it's not particularly good for us, it should solve our charcoal situation on the market because we can get charcoal cheaper. But looking at this, yeah, we just have literally no charcoal. Really, really bad. In fact, I'm going to set this buy offer to buy at 3 because we actually seriously are struggling here for bronze and all that sort of good stuff. So that is very frustrating. Looking at where we can get a little piglets though, I think we'll get them. What the fuck? Why have I got 589 waste? I run out of clay. Ah, shit. So look at this. We've got 10,500 coins. That is insane. Again, it hasn't even been 24 hours. It's been about 8 hours since I logged on, and I've got 10,560 coins. But we've obviously run out of clay. The clay market's crashed, and this little fucker is selling it at 5, but do you know what? We might actually have to start buying them from at 5 because without any clay, well, you can damn well see what's happening. Without any clay, I think we're doing all right in Castell for clay. We've got 24, but in Brocktown we don't have any clay. We can't produce any, so we're purely relying on imports. And you can see, what is this? 550 coins we're losing. So all our sales, everything. So we actually, even though it's ridiculous price, clay at 5 coins is ridiculous because it costs like 0.4 coins to state buy. So he's making like 130% profit on us. It's around 130% profit. He's making like a I can't even do the maths. It would be like a 1,000% profit on us or something like that. Sorry, 1,200% profit is what I meant. 5 coins is ridiculous, but you can see in one tick we lose 500 coins from having no clay. So actually, by buying in this clay, let's say we bought in, I don't know, I'll buy in for 30 for now at 5. Again, it is ridiculous, but 150 coins for 30 clay. How long does that last us? How much do we use? I don't know in a sec, but that 30 clay might last us, let's say, 5 hours, which saves us 5 hours, 5 times 550. So you can see that actually, yes, we're having to buy it in for ridiculous prices, but actually, it's way, way, way more free. We have 100% waste, but we physically cannot work. All our exports are worth nothing. All our exports are worth nothing. We earn no money. We lose so much. It's abysmal. So that lasts us just under 10 hours. Actually, no, it's not 10 hours. That's per 90 minutes, isn't it? This actually probably lasts us about 14, 15 hours. So actually, yeah, I think I will have to buy it in at 5. I really, really can't deal with this much clay. And also, we need clay anyway. The kiln technology, here it is. We need 30 clay, so I'm actually going to buy it all in. I know that's really, really silly, but look, I've got 10,000 coins. I've got nothing else to spend them on at the moment. I'm going to buy it all in. We desperately, desperately need clay here. And I'm not taking that risk. Even if, like, let's say right now, all this demand got all cleared and we could buy it in at 2 coins, I'm not too fussed because we've got the money for it and I'm not taking that risk. And who knows, we might have been on like 15,000 coins and we've just been having 550 waste and lost it all. I don't know. But anyway, 10,000 coins is huge, 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 huge. And actually, let's see if there's any shovels on the market. Shovels are axes. No axes. Shovels. 41. I'm going to buy some in because what I struggle with, guys, and I'm sure some of you will if you've played in real life or in Ymir, is sometimes spending money. I struggle with spending money. I like to save money. Especially in games like Ymir, like economic strategy games. I just have this obsession with trying to build up as much money as I can, and I don't like to spend. I think that is completely the wrong idea. Unless you know you're going to go into a war, and you're going to need to suddenly raise loads of troops, buy loads of equipment, fund a massive decrease in your budget balance because you're going to have loads of soldiers raised. If you're in times of peace and you need development, let's say for example you need shovels because you want to get to level 2 houses, and you're sitting on 10,000 coins, like, even if we have shovels at 41 coins, which is quite expensive, not ridiculous, but it's quite expensive, we can still buy 100 shovels, which is, let's say we've got all the other materials, that's 100 large houses, and we'd still have over half our budget, half our coins left, I mean. We're not planning on losing any coins, in fact, we're going to keep increasing, so why would I sit on 10,000 coins? There is actually a penalty in this game, and we might have even triggered it. we look at here at MUV, there we go. We have triggered it now. So, because we've got so many coins, we get a minus 1.9% of inflation from high treasury reserves. So it's only doing 0.02 wealth. Very, very, very minor. But that's still a slight penalty to our MUV, which means our prices in our towns go down, which means the amount of money we make on our trade goes down. Again, very, very minor for the amount of money we've got here. But if you start getting, let's say, 50,000 coins, 100,000 coins, you might actually start crippling your MUV in your economy, because you've got 10,000 and we've got 1.9%. So if we had 100,000, we'd probably get about a 20% decrease to our MUV, which might see our trade prices fall quite considerably. So it's only a very small penalty, but it is also something else to think about. And also, it's the fact of investing money to make more money. And we're sitting on 100,000 coins, or in this case 10,000 coins. Yeah, we might have lots of money, but by investing that money and developing our cities to be even better and produce more, in the long run, we would have made more money anyway. So I want to spend the money, and I am. Buying shovels. We've got a nice 87 shovels, but I remember saying this when we unlocked the level 2 large houses. I said, oh, I don't know how I did it in the previous series of upgrading all my houses to level 2 large houses. Well, to be honest, I actually sort of do. I remember we produced bronze like we are now. We made a lot of shovels ourselves. But I think I also bought a lot in at quite high prices anyway. So that's what I'm going to do in this series. Now we've got the money. We should hopefully have cleared this waste here in Rocktown. Yeah, now it's down to 22 coins. Oh my goodness, saving a lot of money. We've got 24 buffalo here, 17 buffalo here. I'm actually going to use all of that. Oh, actually, no, wood though. What's the wood market like? 50 at 1.7. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. That's still very expensive, but definitely recovered a lot. So let's buy all of that in. With all of that in, I can now probably actually fully upgrade Mount Buffalo. Because Mount Buffalo has got one pasture at 80%. With, what would that be? That'd be 24 plus 17. I think that could get me the 80% one to 100%, obviously. And then I think it could get us to about 80%, maybe even 100% on another pasture. So we can get 2 pastures at 100%. And that will be a lot more buffalo coming in. And I think at that level, we can actually fully butcher these buffalo here. Or at least get one more butcher in and then get some more leather cloves in. If we look at the leather cloves, that was still... Oh yeah, look at all this. These are all the lost coins that we made 0 profit on because waste has been ridiculous. Really, really frustrating. Really frustrating. Just to... I can't believe... I'm so annoyed about that. But anyway, it's happened. So we've got kilns. Let's actually buy them in. If we go to Rocktown to set that there. 5 artisans. We get kilns 14 hours. 90% par chance. Yeah, we'll get this fine. So we got that. What's the next one we actually got? Coinage! We need 10 silver. Oh, that's really tough. So coinage, guys, is it's another milestone tech. A lot of techs in Ymir are important, but you hit those milestone techs. You've got market, you've got agriculture, markets, you've then got barter, you've got currency, coinage. These are techs that once you hit them, you do see a very notable improvement in your economy. Farming, it's massive growth. Markets, it's massive potential to, again, grow, but then also start making money. Bartering, it's, again, about efficiency and changing how your economy works. Coinage and currency. Currency means you have dynamic prices. Coinage is less impactful than currency, but it affects the way you treat wealth by making gold and silver actually acquire you, generate you wealth. So unlocks merchants level 4, but the policy coinage is really good. It gives you like another 10% waste bonus. It gives you 10% efficiency. It does make forced labour more ineffective, but we've obviously got rid of all our forced labour, so that's not a problem at all. I can't remember what else it does, but again, it's just a nice 10% bonus efficiency, 10% decrease in waste, really, really good. But 20 copper is fine, but 10 silver. We don't even have any silver. And silver is something, like, you can see how high the prices are because people want that 10 silver to get coinage. But, like, silver is really, really difficult to find. Like, really, really difficult. I did find one tiny bit here. And with council, if we do unlock council, which... so yeah, so bricks we need for the treasury. So I really, really want treasury. I'm just actually a little bit confused about treasury. So treasury The treasury of the government and private property to the leader are now two separate things. The leader can contribute to the government's finances with his own wealth. So I think treasury is really only for if you're going for a leader playstyle, which we're not. We're going for an oligarch playstyle. So as a leader playstyle, the treasury means that you're... Because remember what I said about this before, where the leader now only contributes to like half of the formation upkeep and territory upkeep. I said this like many episodes ago. But now with treasury, it means you could actually contribute to the actual funding of the city as well. But we're not going for leader. We're not going for leader privileges. We're going for oligarch. So I actually don't think treasury is that useful. The treasury building as itself though is really good because it gives you state power, and it also then lets you unlock taxes. If we look here, taxation requires. Oh, so you do actually need the policy treasury for taxation. Okay, so okay, we would need treasury then for taxation anyway. But yeah, so we've got council here, which would give us one expansion point. It gives us a bit more oligarchy support, a bit more state power, and then actually all you get is through capital oligarchs, which we can afford. But problem is though we don't have anything to do with that expansion point yet, so I don't want to activate that. But we could get an outpost on this place here. But that's not really my main goal. My main goal is to get a hamlet here, and then just, you know, mass produce crap here as well. Because remember, if we just get a hamlet here, and let's say raise that hamlet to 1,000 population, that then means that we just simply importing more goods. We raise the wealth up, we trade more goods, and we simply make loads of money off it as well. But anyway, what do we do? So we've got kilns, we're starting to research. We've got coinage, which we need silver for. So copper, we've got 15 here in 15 here in rock tiles. We only need 5 more, and copper is on the market for 16.5 coins. So I might just buy that in now just to have it all saved ready. So let's go and get 5 in, so we can save that here. Okay, we actually bought all 10, but I'm not fussed about that because that's actually not a bad price because it's not cheap. We buy in the copper at 9 coins, so it's spending almost double, but I'm happy with that. So save that, then I'm going to set a save order here at 25 copper. We should maintain that copper. So we have enough copper to do coinage, but silver's really nasty to get. That's really, I don't want to say unfair, it's not unfair, but it's nasty. Because silver and gold, people buy up whether they need it for a tech or not, because you simply want it in your territory, in one of those warehouses, so it generates you wealth, and you can then sell it on higher prices later on. It's like it literally is an investment, just like it is in real life. If you want to buy gold, you can maybe wait for the gold prices to go up and then sell it on. Exact same in Ymir, but obviously in Ymir, you generate score from it. But now you actually need it for that tech. Nobody really has silver anyway, because silver is so rare to find on the map. So to actually smelt it, even when you do find it, you usually find it's a very small vein, so you can't get much. So now we want 500 silver that needs to be sold to all these players. Yeah, they're probably going to be ridiculous. I don't know if we're going to be able to get coinage anytime soon. We just don't have any. Again, the best I could do is get outbursts here, but again, I'd probably mine about 1 silver ore per tick, which means it would probably take me like 5 days to smelt 10 bars from that vein. But again, that might be what we have to do. And then what I could always do is move the output. Once I get an extra expansion point, and let's say we hit our 10 silver, we get an extra expansion point, and I want to get a hamlet here, I simply just disband the outpost and move on. And I could always get this as my hamlet, but then actually claim here with Rocktown, claim here with the hamlet, and then get this as a countryside, and then maybe mine the silver as part of the countryside. Definitely a shout. In fact, do you know what? There's me yapping. I think I actually might get an outpost there, because getting the outpost, it costs money, but not enough that it isn't worth it. And I could also do other stuff with the outpost as well, like maybe grow some more buffalo, so we could get more meat industry. Maybe I could chop down some trees, get some more wood, because actually wood is something we're in quite high demand for. I think I could do quite a lot there. So actually, do it then. Because the only problem with council, 10 coins there is like trivial. We do need government policy, but government salary, but we've got enough state power to afford that. We've got enough loyalty, haven't we? We've got 56 here, 31 here actually. But you know what I can do to sort that out is get a brute's hut, because actually we've got so many 3 jobs that Brute's Hut will just give us like 16 or how much does it give us here? With all the extra efficiency we've got from forced labor reduction, it gives us 23. So Christ, yeah, we can get 23 more loyalty here. So we can get government salaries, and then all we get from council is actually, it just gives us more loyalty here and more state power. So it gives us the state power to cover the government salaries actually. So it's just the cost of 3 capital oligarchs, but because we'd be boosting our wealth so much, because remember, by getting 3 more oligarchs, the wealth has to be lowered to spread across the extra oligarchs. But if we increase our wealth by huge amounts here by all the new tanneries and butchers, getting 3 capital oligarchs, we'd still be able to maintain the same wealth level. So actually, I say, let's go for it, guys. I've turned this episode from me just thinking it'd be a small one about chatting about text to actually, let's get some big development going on. So first off, we've got our little piglets here, who I am going to disband here on Castell. We'll get rid of them. I'm also going to, I don't know what to do with these soldiers, because like I said, I was exploring with them. I don't think it's worth it. I really don't really, to be honest, at this level, I don't really care. And the amount of work it takes to explore up to them and then have all your troops die, you have to keep coming back, it's just really tedious. So I don't want to, I'll load all of this, but I don't want to delete them. I think what I want to do is just, I think I do want to delete them. Because actually, well, they obviously produce even less now because there's only 7 of them. But even with 15 of them, they only gave me 4.3 authority. So they give me 2 authority. It's literally irrelevant. So I think I'm going to get rid of them. And I'm going to replace them with my trusty little Royal Mail. So I'm going to get my Royal Mail back. I'm going to get 4 Royal Mail or 5. I think 4 is fine. So I'll get 4 Royal Mail and I'll disband these guys. But what's good about disbanding an Ymir is you get all the people back, obviously. You get the spears, the leather clothes, and the shoes back. That's what I think is good about this game. Because what I hate about some games, like, well, I can't say if I remember exactly that this happens, but in a lot of games, more like arcade games, when you disband those troops, you lose all the equipment you paid for them. You lose the little person. It's just like deleting them. Whereas in a Ymir, you're not deleting them. You're simply just telling them to put their weapons away and go back to working in your little town. So anyway, we've got Royal Mail. They're called Royal Inventory, but let's call them Royal Mail. We've got these guys. So because you can obviously trade between your towns with a market, and I have done that, but I find it just so much quicker to load it up, drop it off, and then come back, and then having to set up a trade order internal, go back to this one, find the right trade order, set it internal, buy it in. It's just probably just as quick, but it just feels easier just to do it with a little Royal Mail guy. So I say we don't get capital oligarchs just yet. I want to sort out my buffalo here in Mount Buffalo, because I want to get that extra wealth in before I then get the extra oligarchs. I have just deleted those guys, but actually, there's literally only like, what was that, 11 of them here, but I actually need to take out these guys to get another settlers here, but I'm not too fussed about that just yet because Mount Buffalo isn't anywhere near finished, but this will be another buffalo zone here. So is there anything else we can do before I end the recording and then just do my buffalo here in Mount Buffalo? I don't know. I don't think there is. More shovels. I'm going to continue to get some more shovels because again we've got so much coin. Ah, that's annoying as well. We got an order for 15. We got no money from that. Oh, it's so frustrated. Anyway, right, guys, I'm going to end the recording here, just so I can get Mount Buffalo sorted out, organise any small things, my farms. Again, it's all pretty boring stuff that you might want to see, but probably not. So I'll sort that out. Then I'll come back to the recording, update with the situation, and yeah, so I'll see you in a sec. Okay, guys, so I went to Buffalo or Mount Buffalo and set up some more of the buffalo pastures. I did forget that I only actually had built one, so I have to wait another 25 minutes before the others are ready. So I will end the recording soon and go back to them. But in the meantime, remember we hadn't discussed Code of Laws, which gives us the Justice Production Magistrate and the Code of Laws policy. So let's have a quick look at them, because again, as I said to you, I generally don't know what this does. So Code of Laws, you get -6% population conflict. Laces Tribal Council, and this one you actually can't really revoke because you get the 20+ conflict. So -6% population conflict. So I'm already thinking about this and thinking, wow, is this really worth it? You have to spend 30 coins of upkeep. It costs triple the amount of Tribal Council does, but obviously you get triple the population conflict reduction. But actually, that's pretty trash. 6% is pretty trash. And yeah, 30 coins isn't like, again, look at our budget balance now. 550, and that's with 851 trade balance as our only form of income. But still, 30 coins is still a hit. It's about 5-6% of our trade balance. And where's this magistrate building? It doesn't actually upgrade tribal council then. Must be its own building. It's not in government? Or actually, sorry, I bet you have to, just like with tribal council, you probably have to unlock this policy first. So actually, yes. All right, I understand now. So with tribal council, yes, you get -2% and it costs you 5, and you're like, this is trash. But then you realise, the game doesn't tell you anywhere, but you realise that once you actually enable that policy, you can unlock the little tribal council buildings. And the tribal council buildings mean that you, with just very, very little workers, very little clay, you get this service that gives you a really good reduction to your conflict. So actually, it is worth it. And I'm assuming then, assuming we don't actually have the magistrate building, it's the exact same, where it's pretty expensive. For just 6%, that is ridiculously overpriced. 15 state power and 30% upkeep is ridiculous. But it'll give you the magistrate building, which means you can probably produce the justice service, as it says, which will give you, I assume, an even bigger reduction than tribal council does. The tribal council gives you a tiny bit of culture, and it gives you a 25% reduction to conflict if you fully supply it. So the magistrate probably does a little bit better than that. Only problem is though, is I'm worried if I was to, because obviously you get this 20% conflict if you go to it, so you have to go to it and make sure you're happy with it straight away. I'm worried that the magistrate building might have a resource that we currently don't have, like bricks. It might have, say you need, I think bricks is actually the only one that I can think of, because stone blocks, planks, shovels, axes, we will have. So I'm going to quickly look up on the wiki and see what it needs, because I can imagine myself making the mistake of, oh, I'll switch that, brilliant, suddenly your tribal council buildings become useless, so you're getting that conflict back, and then you just can't make the magistrate building yet, and suddenly you have to take a 20 penalty hit to conflict. So let me have a quick look at the wiki. Okay, so I've done my scientific research, and I've found that, yeah, according to the wiki, as long as it's up to date, it requires stone blocks, shovels, and I think some planks, and a bit of clay. So everything that we should have. So I say we go for it. It should be another thing that generates us a little bit more wealth, because it'll be more efficient, so we get more wealth. And even if it's just more efficient, and that's it, so it doesn't actually give us anything better than tribal council, it gives us more efficiently with more wealth. That still saves us some workers, so I'm happy to do it. And again, the 30 coins we can afford. And also, it does reduce conflict, so getting conflict down does mean you get slightly more growth, because remember, conflict is a big reduction in your growth. I don't know where we can check this. Is it here? Yes, murders. So all these murders are purely from conflict. So that's why we've got 117 murders. Like, oh my god. Imagine if you lived in a city where 10% of the people got murdered every generation. That's ridiculous. But anyway, that's what it is. So as we go for it now, so that's another small little thing we can do. Code of laws. Let's go for it. So it should put these buildings to sleep. No, it doesn't put them to sleep. It actually just means you can upgrade them straight away. So sorry, it does put them to sleep, but you can upgrade them straight away. So we do need the stone blocks. So let's buy them in from ourselves. Let's upgrade them. Again, it gives you +1 worker and plus 0.3 efficiency. But this is good because we actually want fully producing tribal council. And as our population is going to grow even further, we produce a little bit more stone blocks. Yes, there is a bit more in the market. Brilliant. This is why it's so good to produce stone blocks ourselves. And you can see there is some demand, like 50 at 10 coins. That's pretty good still. Remember, they cost us 7 coins to make. So we make about 3 coins profit. And because we've got so many free jobs in Rocktown, that is pretty decent. In fact, I'm thinking of getting, with all those free jobs we've got in Rocktown, yes, we will need some more for the butchers and all of that, but we've got so many axes now, so many mud bricks. Now that we've got all the axes back, and we've got a little bit more wood, because wood seemed to have recovered a little bit, we can actually build loads of houses in Rocktown. That then means that growth's going to spike again. So I think we get 3 or 4 more stonecutters to get 3 or 4 extra, well, not 3 or 4 extra, but it'll be, what, 0.6 extra stone blocks per stonecutter. So we can actually get more of that. And that then means we can try and feed the market. And then I would be happy to sell 50 at 10. Anyway, so we've got those 2 buildings coming up. How long is it until it's done? 11 minutes, so actually we can cover that in the recording. So it's just an extra official, which does then mean the split of the officials is worse. But the amount of service they produce, the value of the service that they produce is really good. And because they'll produce so much more wealth, a lot more wealth, actually we might find that the amount of wealth they produce means that they actually sort of balance out to have around the same wealth anyway. So that is brilliant. So that's that done. We have now taken a big state power hit. So you can see this is going up to 47. And conflict's actually going to 87 because we've lost the tribal council. But with these in, we should hopefully see conflict fall even further. And, well, that's about it actually. We should see conflict fall even further. So we're doing fine here for loyalty, 47. But Rocktown is going to be negative loyalty. So let's go to Rocktown. Let's get a Bruta. Because remember, Bruta is meat and leather clothes. Or at least you can choose from leather clothes, adornment, or silver. We don't want to choose any of the other two. We're going to have that. So it'd just be leather clothes. And we produce so many leather clothes that actually, even though I said before that the cost is like 26 coins, which is like quite a lot, that is no longer a lot for us. And we produce all the leather clothes, so it simply just means we won't get those leather clothes sales. It doesn't mean we're actually having to buy in leather clothes. That's the difference. We just simply lose out on sales instead of having to buy stuff in, which is much better because we don't rely on the market. We don't rely on volatile prices. And by selling less, there's a chance that our price will be slightly higher that we sell at. So yeah, I'm happy to get another Bruta. Well, I've already got one in Castel, but none in Rocktown. So we'll get that Bruta in Rocktown, and that will massively help our loyalty situation. And actually, look at this. I think we're at max storage. Look how many storage spaces we've got. My goodness. We'll get some more in, because one thing I hate in this game is logging on, finding all your storage is gone, and then actually you've just been losing stuff. It's a pet peeve of mine. It's absolutely. I'm looking at this. There's very little space. I can't actually see any space. So we'll get a bit more storage there. So we've got a lot of slums here. Still so many. So I want to get some more houses. Do we have many axes? We've got 26 axes. I don't think we actually bought in any, but we can buy some in. So I'm going to buy some more in. Remember, we'll miss the money bags over here. Look at all this cash we got. Again, this is all this cash when we were losing 100% waste here in Rocktown. So we lost on loads of sales, lost loads of money, and we're still at almost 11,000 coins. So, yeah, we're going to get plenty more money. And as we're growing and growing, I don't have enough wood though. As we're growing and growing, things are going to get better. Wood has been a particular problem, hasn't it? I say we buy in 50 at 2, or 50 at 1.7, because actually there isn't anyone selling at. Let's say 1.5 actually. Ah. Actually right clicked. So yeah, 50 at 1.5, because then that means that the buy orders currently are below that. The market is satisfying up about 1.5 coins. So we'll come in at 1.5 coins for 50. It's got some more houses. The tribal council buildings now have gone down, but look, 109 stone blocks. Oh my goodness, that's a lot more than I thought. Wow, that is a lot more than I thought. Okay, we've got plenty of stone blocks. In fact, oh, we could sell them, but I'm just thinking, you got that, we don't need the money right now. What are we going to do with that extra money, that 500 coins? Literally nothing. So my thought is, by simply having the stone blocks that's still 15, if he's that desperate to buy them, he'll buy them, and therefore will make extra money. If I was really needed some money to buy some extra shovels in just to build something, then yeah, fully I'd sell them at that price and get the shovels in, but we don't. There might be some people who want to come in and buy us at 15. Because remember, stone blocks are a very late game material. You can see now the sort of the mid to late Bronze Age buildings like the Magistrate are using stone blocks. So there will be a shoot up in demand as people unlock Code of Laws and want magistrates and all this sort of stuff, that they'll want to actually get stone blocks. Which is why, yes, even though we've got 100 now, later on, people might actually start demanding them, so we might struggle to keep up with the supply. Yeah, enough about that. What else can we do here? So we've got some more houses coming in. We've got the magistrates opened. I think I'll get one more stonecutters camp. Yeah, look how many we've got. We've got all of them. Plus, we've got another 3 over here as well. 4 over here, actually. But these ones are actually mining stone, apart from this one here. So, how much have we got? 600 stone. And yeah, stone's really, like, we're getting a lot of sales for stone. Like in the last day, 33 trade balance and sales. But we are getting a lot. So what I think I'm actually going to do is turn one of these to stone blocks. So get the stone block here. Because actually I think stone blocks are slightly more valuable. They're obviously more valuable than stone, but in terms of actually the market, I think I'll be able to trade more stone blocks, because stone blocks are way more expensive to set up, because you need to spend axes and planks, but also stone blocks are much harder to set up. We're very lucky here in Rocktown that we have these nice 4x4 spots. If you go to many other places like flatlands, plains, coastal side places, you'll find they actually don't really have any 4x4 spots at all that are flat. So you just can't build quarries on them. And that then means you can't build the stone blocks or get the stone blocks. So because we've got so many of these things, we can get so many stone blocks in. So that is why I can compete on the stone blocks quite nicely. But looking at other things, we've got 400 hosts. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We can't even really compete on price because... Why are they for 2.3? Yes, but if we're competing on price, we don't make that much money on them. So I'm not going to sell them, but I think maybe I could stop buying them in. But again, I've got 30 jobless. What the hell do I do with all these jobs? Oh, Brute Hut, that was one. So Brute Hut is one I will get in. Brute Hut, where do I want to build this? I think I can get this near the Magistrate building, right in the heart of town. How heartwarming. So we'll get the Brute Hut in there. Set that to critical. We've got Magistrates, Brute Huts, and that's about it really. If we look at the price of meat, it is going up. We've got quite a lot in stock. So yeah, meat I'm really struggling to sell now because we're getting so much in. Sorry, not struggling to sell. I'm selling really well, but I'm struggling to sell as much as I've got, because in Castell I've got about 800 meat in stock, just because I've been building up and not been able to sell enough. And then here I'm still building up to 356, which is above my buy order. So I clearly need to either supply more on the market, which is what I'm going to do here, and then probably drop my prices as well. But I can only really undercut them by selling at 1.1. Well, that's not even undercutting them, that's just selling it at their price. So that's where it's a little bit tough. Leather cloves though, we're still doing great. Like leather cloves, now we're at the limit. So 1.4 coin buying in is the limit. You can see leather cloves just triggered the 290 at 2.4. So we are selling, but now they're competing with us. So we are driving the price down with our neighbours to 2.3. I could sell at. I think I'm going to delete these 3 here. And I then sell... undercut everyone. So Carrier's actually selling at 2.1. So because of us, there was more of a monopoly situation, or an oligopoly situation, where there was a very few sellers who, even though they could sell much lower, they didn't have to because there was no one else competing. Now I've come into the market and driving prices down. You can see they've dropped their prices as well to try and compete with me. So it's good for trade, isn't it? If you know anything about economics. So let's continue to drive down the price. Because we're getting a good stock of leather clothes. So let's go to, when we've got 320, let's sell 10 at 2.1. That's what I'm going to go for. So it's a quite a big jump, but I reckon Carrier's going to sell out quite fast. Maybe he won't. Maybe he supplies 400 tick per tick, and he can actually be at 2.1. But I can keep dropping lower and lower, but then probably so can he. And if that's the case, then fine. There's not much I can really do. If he produces like 400 leather cloves, then I really can't compete very much on price. But he obviously isn't competing that well because I'm still getting tons and tons of sales in the last day. Got loads and loads of sales. So I'm clearly, obviously, he's clearly running. Yeah, like right there, he ran out. So he obviously doesn't have enough to fully stay at 2.1. So we can get more leather cloves out, which is what I kind of want to do. I want to get one more butcher. Yeah, one more for now, because even though we need loads of buffalo in Mount Buffalo, because we're now using up all these buffalo, let's say we're using up 30 buffalo, we're going to generate another 2 or 3 buffalo per tick. So actually then we're just going to generate those buffalo in Castell, which means here in Rocktown I still want to generate some so I can again help out speed up the growth in Mount Buffalo and in my other mountain territory which I'm going to unlock soon. But we don't need as many, and I want to make the profits on the leather cloves. So we'll get that in. That's self-constructing, so it's going to not take too long. And then leather cloves, we're going to get how many? We actually are making a loss. So I'm going to get 2 tanneries in. Or actually, how much is leather at the moment? 1. Oh, there's a huge drop in leather. Actually, that guy sitting at 1 is cheaper than us buying in leather. We'd make a profit on buying in his leather. What the? I'm buying in all that leather then. 100 coins. It's only 100 coins anyway. That's nothing to my budget balance. And we make a profit of 12. That is absolutely amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Oh, wow. So I'm going to get loads of tenderies in then. I think that was just a one-off sale. Or if we have a look, was it a one-off sale or was it... Yeah, it was a one-off sale. Because if you click show inactive orders, we can see it hasn't popped back up. But still, very... I don't know how he's selling that low. Because remember, as I've said before, the leather clothes... Sorry, not leather clothes. Leather sip point is glitched. It was set up wrong. So now, even though it tells you productivity is going up, when you increase it, it actually decreases your leather. So literally, you physically should not put a single point in it at the moment because it's completely glitched. When I say at the moment, you might be watching this a year later and it might be fixed. But at the time of recording, it is completely broken. So that means you physically cannot get your price lower than what it is here, 1.1. So he's actually selling all that leather at a loss, which is very, very confusing because leather is pretty valuable. But anyway, I'm not complaining. I bought it in. So I'm actually going to get... 4 tanneries. Because even if we have to buy in the leather at 1.5, so we make a 0.4 coin loss, we still buy these in for 0. We buy them in for 1.4, so add an extra 0.4 onto that, 1.8 coins, we're still selling them for 0.3 coin profit. So yeah, I'm happy with this. We've got plenty of jobs, so it's not like we were struggling for jobs to fill these tanneries up anyway. So things are going to be brilliant. This is going to be so much more leather clothes in. We can't drive the price down really anymore though, because as I said, look at the profit they're making, 0.2 per worker. I don't think I can drive it down any lower than what it is. But that's absolutely fine. 1.4 coins is still really, really good. So guys, I actually think this recording is on way, way longer than I first anticipated. So I'm going to end the recording there. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've actually enjoyed this one quite a lot. I don't know, it's again, like I said, more has happened than I thought. But if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. And if you're enjoying the series as a whole, then please consider subscribing because I do want to continue with Ymir, obviously to finish this series, but then also get more series out in the future. Maybe another tutorial series, maybe something a bit different, maybe like a montage series instead of just a big long let's play. But yeah, I have to see. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode. Ta-ra.